He's gone. Oh, what? Wow. Wow, okay. Thanks, Mr. F100. Thanks a lot. This guy's all over me. Shit! Okay, good, he's been dealt with. Bit heavy on the nose wheel there, but that's alright. Done what we came here to do. Lost a bit too much speed there. This is arcade, so I don't really need to bleed that much energy coming in. Not like I can rip the gear. Oh, and that's... yeah. That's why you don't want to slow down too much. Unfortunately, nobody else in the team seems interested in capturing anything. Nor engaging ground targets, so... one guy off there who chased someone way out further than he needed to. The other guy's getting swarmed. God damn it. Yeah, we're just getting eaten alive, because our guys are separating themselves out. Which you can't really afford to do. I'm now out of jets, of course. This one is already over, unfortunately. Bait this guy into a turn fight? Maybe? Oh, mission's over anyway. He very nearly did a stupid there. It looked like he was going to try and follow me into that, which he really should not have tried to do. That was a pretty disappointing match. I'd forgotten you can actually get domination in jets. I don't think I've seen a domination game in my jets for a very long time, so wasn't really prepared for that. Not that it matters anyway. Not playing real well at the moment. I'm pretty tired. Not really with it, but I'd like to just get a couple games in. Slowly grind my way towards the MiG 15 BIS, and then the MiG 17, and then finally the MiG 19. Which is going to take me a hell of a long time because I hate grinding. And the economy in this game is oh so very grindy. Wehr Funder is very much all about that grind, which is a shame because there's a lot of things in this game I'd love to be able to play, but they're just out of my reach because I don't have the time or the energy or the patience to deal with the lengthy grind to get them. I understand that Gaijin have got to try and make money somehow, but really, jeez. That was a mistake. And a waste of a perfectly good MiG 15. Ah yes, that is a Voiture. I'm going to have a very hard time trying to catch up to the middle. So I probably shouldn't really try, to be honest with you. Especially as there's an F100 already on him. Other guy's going to drop on me, but I want to try and support my teammates, so it's a risk I'm going to have to take. We did just kill an F100 though. Pretty happy with that. Bad time to run out of ammo. And out of jets once again. It's a problem when you're only just kind of breaking into the jets you have very few of them, so once you lose them, you're in deep trouble. Because as good as the Yak-3 with the VK-107 engine is, it is not really at the level where it can compete with jets. Not unless you can bait them into playing your game, and that requires a particularly stupid jet pilot. Of course, there's no shortage of those in Wehr Funder, but it's less than ideal as a situation. Here's trouble. Now, can we bait this MiG-15 into trying to play our game? It looks like we might just. Remember what I was saying about particularly stupid jet pilots? I think we just found one. Well, we've set him smoking at least. I'd say he's probably going to lose his engine pretty soon. Ah! See, you can still do work with piston engine aircraft. You've just got to really pick your fights. And it's not something that you often get to do. Like, the reason I was able to hit him at all is because I baited him into trying to turn. And so he could have just used his energy advantage to fuck off and come back around for another pass, but instead of that, he decided he would just turn where he was and you know, try and pull around on my tail, which is not going to work for a jet that moves considerably faster than me and has a considerably worse turn radius. Whereas if he just zoomed away to come back in for another pass, I would never have been able to do anything about it because I wouldn't be able to catch him. In fact, even if he just opened the throttle and flown off level, I wouldn't have been able to catch him. Oh, there's a lot of bad guys over here. I might just hang out for a bit. I'd like to go help this guy, but charging in there and this thing would not be a good idea. Looks like I've got this guy's attention though. In fact, I may have all of their attention. I think I do. Good play from him. He waited until he was right on top of me to do that. People in this game usually don't like engaging at close range, and so they'll try and take shots from further out, which is when you can really play with them in piston engine aircraft against jets. But if they're smart enough to close with you like that to the point where they can't really miss, and then just wait until they've got the nose on you, give you a quick squirt and fly off, you're in trouble. You know, obviously the further back they are, the longer it's going to take for their rounds to get to you, and the more chance you have of jinking them. Whereas when he's that close, I just can't react quick enough, and he doesn't have to predict my movements as much. I wish I'd actually started streaming earlier because I had a really, really good game. Mostly in my jets. In fact, entirely in my jets. I got 3 kills in the MiG-15 and I think I got another 2 or 3 in the MiG-9. But I wasn't streaming. Hadn't set it up yet. And so the curse continues that I only ever have good games when I'm not streaming, and when I am streaming I have terrible ones. But such is life. Right, I know this guy's inclined to get into turn fights, so I'm going to try and bait him again. And I tell you what, one thing I'll never understand is why people in this game are so eager to get into head-on passes like that. I hate them. I will do anything I can to avoid a head-on pass. It's just so risky, and the chance of coming out on top without getting damaged yourself is so low. Where was he? Oh, behind me. Well, it looks like it's going to be a win at least. Not that I contributed a whole lot. This is going to be a very slow grind, unfortunately. Very slow. Another domination match. Oh boy. Oh, that is a MiG-19. I can't afford a fight with him. At least not by myself. Maybe when there's a couple teammates there, I might be able to do something about him. Jesus. Wasn't leading him anywhere near enough. Looks like he's perching up to strafe me.
We've captured the airfield. We must not let the enemy recapture it.
Maybe not.
The enemy has captured the airfield. We can't let it keep it.
Problem is all these vehicles that are going to come capture at the minute. Wait, hang on. Did I not cap that or something? I'll be honest with you, I wasn't even paying attention. I just assumed I would. I guess their ground vehicles are too close.
The enemy has captured the airfield. We should act and fast. Allied forces have captured the zone.
Get out of here.
The enemy is getting closer to victory.
Knife's just going to keep that guy running as long as he can to try and draw him off. So I'm not going to play his game. I'm going to loop back and support these two over here. Oh, he got him. Nice. A few holes in my tail, but she's handling alright. As long as I'm careful not to take too many more hits, I should be okay. Yet again, one going for a head-on pass. Now Ferrari's going to try and come in on me while I'm distracted with this guy. Like so. And he's... I could have landed it. I could have landed it if he had just not done that. Ah, dear. Oh, we've had some success this match at least. What we need is a bomber to take out those tanks, and they can land on the... Actually, C. C's been cleared. Looks like Weeb's going in on this guy, so I'm gonna exploit the fact that this is arcade and landing gear will not rip. Probably come in too hard anyway and collapse my gear. Like so. But I did capture it.
An airfield to go. We must hold it.
Now the real question is, will I still be on the airfield to repair this? No, because I'll get killed on the ground. That's okay. As long as we can stop them from capping anything, we should be good.
Destroy the target.
It's much easier to do, you know, sort of fast airfield captures in arcade when you're playing piston engine aircraft because there's not as big a margin of error, or as small, I should say. Because you're obviously flying much slower. You're coming in about 250, 300 miles an hour, even if you're belting it with the gear down. Whereas in a jet, you're coming down that much quicker, and it's a bit more difficult to judge what your vertical speed is just by visual cues. So your main risk you run is collapsing the gear, which is why I usually prefer to come in flat with the flaps in. But in that case, I needed the flaps just to try and bleed even more airspeed off, because there's no point touching your wheels across the runway if you overshoot it before you capture it. Play sim? Nah, not in this. I might at some point, but Wehr Funder's flight models, especially in sim, fuck me off. They're really not what they should be. And aside from that, every time I have my joystick plugged in, the game decides it wants to reset all my controls, which is lovely. I'm also half asleep, so sim is well and truly beyond my capabilities right now. That's why I'm playing this instead of DCS or Cliffs of Dover. Terrible shooting from me, Jesus. Yeah, if I wanted to play something that's actually challenging and difficult, I would play DCS and fly a MiG-21.
We captured the airfield. Now we need to hold it.
And that would be challenging because it's actually a faithful recreation of the aircraft, not challenging because the flight models are all fucked up and everything behaves like a UFO. Which is the Wehr Funder school of difficulty. There we go. How's the stream running, by the way? I really do need a second monitor so I can check this stuff myself, but I bumped the bitrate up even more, so if it's running smoothly, I might do a little more experimentation just to see what I can get it to run at. Because higher quality is always nice. Fuck, it's a bad shot. I do enjoy when jet pilots really think they can turn with a yak. unfortunately he's lost interest. I'm mostly seeing the same players because, you know, there's not that many people playing Jets in arcade, especially at this time of day on the US server, so I know that this Shan H guy is easy to bait into a turn fight, whereas the others are not quite so easy to bamboozle. Oh, this grind is going to take forever, and I've still got 2 more aircraft to get through. Jesus Christ. High tiers in Wehr Funder are just pain and suffering when it comes to grinding. I think once things calm down a bit at work and I have, well, not so much more time off, but less extra shifts getting dumped on me, I might actually put some effort into this whole streaming thing and try and get a regular schedule going. Because the way things are going now, the only thing I need to do basically to get affiliate is just get more people actually active in chat and bring up my average viewers a bit. I've got plenty of followers. I'm streaming regularly, like, I'm doing all the other stuff, it's just, you know, gotta get a bit more interaction going. I'm not expecting to get partnered anytime soon, because, you know, this isn't my job, this is just something I do for the hell of it, but affiliate would be nice. I could pretend I'm actually, you know, putting effort into something for once. Pretend being the operative word. Still trying to find the right sort of balance. Like, the nice thing about streaming is it means I don't have to worry about editing videos as opposed to YouTube. Not that I edit my videos for YouTube to any useful degree, but it also means I don't have to worry about filling up my hard drives, stuff like that. Don't have to worry about long upload times. The main trade-off is just quality. So, the higher I can push the bitrate, the better. But I do think, mostly I'll be sort of skewing more towards my Twitch channel, while my YouTube will become, like, more of an archive. I might do YouTube, like, actual proper YouTube stuff every now and then, but not as much as I used to. Certainly not as much as I used to. It just takes too much energy and far too long to upload videos. Ah, damn it. Dude, not cool. Just fucking dives in front of me like that. He's lucky I didn't shoot him down. You know, Max, I couldn't hide in the closet any longer. The emotional strain was too much to bear. Now, I'm not going to say that guy got me killed by jumping in front of me like that and forcing me to not take a shot when I had one, but that guy got me killed, basically. I need to get my eye in again for the lead on this. The actual in-game lead marker that you get in arcade is accurate if you have a ping of 0. It is not accurate when you have a ping of 250. So there's a certain amount extra I need to add, and it Usually takes me a couple of matches to get it. Right about there. Perfect. Whoa! Put him into a flat spin. Oh, no. Yep. Yep, he's fucked. I don't think he's going to recover from that. Well, see, Max, this is the thing. The state of your YouTube channel is about the state of everything else that I do except my videos. Like, in terms of all my art stuff that I used to do, I haven't done anything constructive for over a year at this point. I haven't drawn anything for like 2 years. And every time I think, oh, I'm gonna do something, you know, creative or constructive, it just turns into, nah, I'm gonna go stream something, or I'm gonna go watch something, or I'm gonna go play a game, or shitpost on Discord or whatever. So don't worry, it's not just you. I do hope you can hear me, by the way. I did turn the desktop volume down a bit in OBS, so it should cut the noisy jets a bit. That was never going to work. Oh, here we go, back to trying to bait people into turn fights. I'm so glad I bought this thing. Like, I don't like throwing money at Gaijin, especially after some of the stupid decisions I've made recently. But this plane was worth every cent. It is fucking beautiful. I kind of hope they add the Yak 3 VK108 at some point, because it's basically this, just even beefier. And it looks awesome too, because it's got like 4 stacks of exhausts instead of 2. So where the machine guns are above the engine cowling, on this, the VK108 variant has another 2 rows of exhaust stacks. It's fucking awesome. Just imagine that thing going at full pelt at night. Actually, I do wonder, now that they've got shell ejection in tanks, and various other little slight visual details like that, I wonder if they're actually going to do anything about the jet exhausts. You know, taking away the kind of cartoony flame effect from non-afterburning engines, maybe adding smoky trails for the... well, for everything. None of the jets in this are modern enough to not be smoky. Hey, we got a real big brain here. Oh, it's me. I'm the big brain. I stalled myself. But I did land some hits on that guy. So I'm pretty sure he should be more embarrassed than I should. Don't see very many Yak 30s. I don't know if it's just people don't play them very much, or I'm never on at the right time to come across them, but yeah, they're nowhere near as common as the MiGs and the Lavochkins. I really would have liked the LA-174, but unfortunately the event for getting it was just not something I could do. Between not being able to deal with long grinds and just not having the time to actually play the game that much. Even if I didn't play other games in between, it wasn't really something I could feasibly do. Same with the IS-7. It's something I really would have liked to get, but it wasn't worth wasting time on, knowing that I wouldn't be able to get it. Hey! Another genius. Unfortunately, he's moving way too quickly for me to get a decent hit on. I should also point out all my best pilots are on my Axe, so they have stupid G-tolerance. Not quite as stupid as my Spitfire pilots for the Brits, but pretty close. So in arcade, I can just pull and pull and pull for days without blacking out. There's also a couple of little tricks to it, like just dipping the nose down every now and then. It kind of cancels it. You can really gain the G system up in this without too much difficulty. It's just one of those things that comes with experience. This guy, like, if he wasn't overhauling me at such high speed, I could get some really good meaty shots on him. Because he's giving me beautiful full platform exposures. Like, that is the exact side picture you want to see. It's just that I can't land the hits. Because he goes too fast. And my guns don't fire quickly enough. Oh. And then that happens. I shouldn't have let myself get baited in front of him, but oh well. Yeah, I've been a bit like that recently. Partly because I just can't be bothered to cook, and partly because it's so hot that I don't want to eat. So I've mainly been living off of ice cream and beer, which is my typical summer diet. It's too hot here for anything else. But the main reason I'm not feeling so great right now is lack of sleep. And that's, again, down to the heat, so good shit. Oh, if I just turned in a little more, I would have had such a good shot there. If only that Voiture had tried to dive on him. I would love to get a kill on a Voiture in a fucking piston engine aircraft. That would be just the absolute icing on the cake. Might actually die on me. Oh, come on. If I was a better shot, that would have gone really badly for him. Unfortunately, we're going to lose this match.
We suffered a defeat. Head back to base.
And I got carried to an achievement by my squad mate. Somehow. Yeah, unfortunately that was just one of those matches where I couldn't really do much because I lost my jets way too early on. I only got about 3 or 4 hours of sleep last night, so I was debating whether I'd take a nap now and then stream later in the afternoon, or stream now and maybe take like an hour or two nap before work. But pretty much everyone that watches my stream is in a more civilized time zone, so it's probably best to do it now rather than later in the day. For me, when everyone else is asleep. If only the Earth was flat. It would simplify things so much. Just to get across how ridiculous this aircraft is. Now these are arcade stats with a really good pilot, but look at that. In fact, actually no, the pilot, that's only a level 4 pilot. My good pilots are these ones. So I stand corrected with a shit pilot in arcade. 463 miles an hour, and it will hit that level. It is ridiculous. That thing goes like absolute stink, especially in its own battle rating. Like when you're fighting other World War II aircraft or like immediate post-war piston engine aircraft and you go 463 miles an hour and turn better than a Spitfire, you're going to have fun. The only problem is that you don't have much firepower, and what you do have runs out of ammo pretty quick. And you're also very fragile. But you're a small target. The Yak 3 is really hard to hit. See, they've added the new flight suit models for the Soviet Cold War aircraft. I assume they're going to add the MiG-21 relatively soon, and I hope when they do, they add the old school like 60s era Soviet G-suit, because those things look fucking awesome. It's basically like almost a spacesuit kind of helmet with a form-fitting, laced-up, full-body rig, and all like the pressurized air and everything is supplied from the aircraft. So you've got all these hoses running up and down the length of the thing. Real sci-fi kind of aesthetic. I really don't get what Pubby's fascination with head-on attacks is. Really don't. over the top, and now we're on his tail. And he did not land a single hit on us. Although he's going to porpoise like a little bitch and try and get his tail gun to kill me. So I'm not going to play his game. Or I am. Should have known better. I always get baited into thinking, oh, I'll land a hit this time, I'll land a hit this time, and I just stay on them for that 1 second too long and get tagged. It's a bad habit I really need to kick. What the fuck? What the fuck? Is that a fucking SB2? What the fuck? Why would you be flying an SB2 in this match? What an absolute madman. Okay, we're gonna panther that. Gotcha.
Our victory is here.
Fun fact about this aircraft, historically, when they were playing around with it, they had to do a lot of different variations on the gun placement, because it turns out when the 37mm went off and ejected quite a bit of crap, as you might imagine an automatic 37mm cannon would, it had a habit of all the fumes and gunpowder getting inhaled into the engine, which would then cause the engine to shit itself and flame out, which is probably not something you really want in a fighter. Which is why the gun barrel sticks out so far from the intake. By the time they ended up with the final design for the MiG-15, they'd more or less figured out where to place the gun and how to remedy that. So it was no longer an issue. No, let's pick up some easy ground kills. Easy ground kills, he says. Only hitting one of them. I haven't really played it. It's one of those things I should really play more, I just never seem to get round to it. It's also one of those things where the interface is an arcane mess, and I don't know how anything works, and I can't be bothered to muster the effort to read up on how the interface works, so I press a button, and shoot a tank or two, and then give up, basically. Ooh! Oh, cut that one a bit close. There we go. Last burst. Yeah, I did notice a lot of their games have very, very similar controls. Some of them are fairly intuitive, like, it is good that it's mostly represented by icons, because it's, you know, you can intuit better from icons than you can from walls of text, but still, it does take a while to work some of this stuff out. Especially being as it is a game made by people who use totally different symbology. But again, having said that, I'm actually a bit more comfortable with Warsaw Pact symbology than NATO symbology. It's more intuitive to read. Still kind of difficult, but easy to remember for me, because it's much more visual. Whereas NATO symbology is very abstract. Okay, he's lost interest. Good. Oh, this isn't where I want to be. This is not where I want to be. Oh, I'm in a bad place. Ah, it's my old friend, Sean H. Now, I might catch him in this turn. Oh, just barely. But if he wants to keep trying to turn with me, he's welcome to. Turn fighting is my bread and butter. Come on, do it. Climb. I dare you. Aha! Baited! Guy desperately trying to get away from the swarm of fighters coming up towards him.
I agree. Get down.
Oh shit, I'm nearly out of fuel. One of the disadvantages of only loading 10 minutes of fuel into your aircraft, it does make you lighter and turnier, but it also means that this happens. I kind of go into arcade battles with the expectation I'm not going to be alive for 10 minutes in any given aircraft, so when it does happen, yeah, it can kind of sneak up on me like this. But that's okay. We'll just throttle right back. We've got plenty of altitude, plenty of airspeed to play with. In fact, I'm going to have to bleed some of it. Do the old cross controls. Still a bit fast, but it's alright. We can fix that with a bit of rudder. And there we go. And the match is over. Didn't even get a chance to refuel. Yeah, I'm really not having any impressive matches now. I've had my one good match for the day, and that was before I started streaming, so... that's the way things go, I guess. Oh well, we'll keep trying. Still got a lot of XP to chip away at for the MiG-15 BIS. And even once I've got it unlocked, I'm probably not going to be able to afford to buy it. I'm going to have to do some premium grinding to build those lines up. Be interesting to see just how far they take the tech trees. I mean, we've already got ground vehicles up into the mid-80s, the late 80s in fact. So, wonder how far they'll go with aircraft. Pretty sure they're going to do the MiG-21, so that's late 50s, early 60s at least. MiG-19's mid-50s. I really want an Avro Vulcan. A Vulcan and an English Electric Lightning, and the Victor, of course. That would make me very, very happy. I don't want to play with him. But I'm not sure I'm going to have a choice in the matter.
Take him down.
Hey! couldn't save the LA200, unfortunately. But we did avenge him.
The enemy's getting closer to victory.
Maybe it's just this map's my lucky map today or something, because my other really good game was on this map too. Looks like this guy needs a hand. Maybe not. Wake up, dude. There's another one coming in behind him, so I'm gonna have to watch my tail now. Overshot. Can I cut inside him? Yes, I can. Is he gonna do that again? Didn't work from last time. There we go. Oh shit. I just got that guy to shoot his own teammate. Oh shit. Oh well. 3 destroyed, that was pretty successful. I really wish the MiG-9 had an air brake. It would make it that much more flexible. It doesn't turn all that well, it's not real fast, but the addition of an air brake would really drastically improve this aircraft. Also, I feel like I should apologise. If I sound like I've got a stutter box going and I'm tripping over my words, it's because this is so loud for me, I can't actually hear myself talking. I could turn the game down, but, you know, my immersion. Also, it wouldn't really help anyway, since I'm that bloody deaf. I've been exposed to enough loud noises that now I can't hear unless things are loud noises. So I always have everything turned all the way up, and it becomes a problem when I, like for instance, Discord voice chat is really quiet on my PC for some reason, and it's either turn everything else way down or just deal with it, because there's no way to turn Discord up above 100% volume, obviously. I wish there was. And even with volume boost in Discord set to 200%, it doesn't help. braking oil after that hit. And he's trying to turn, which is pretty stupid of him. Especially when he's got 3 people up his tailpipe. Didn't lead that enough. Now my teammates are blocking my shot. Oh well. Someone got him, that's all that matters. Yeah, I do play it a bit fast and loose with some of the cliffs on this map. It has bitten me on more than one occasion. I think this guy might be unaware of my presence. Oh, he crashed. Never mind. This guy's going to be on me. Yep, there it is. Begins firing way too early, so he misses me totally. Caught me at a bad time. Oh well, time to be annoying, I suppose. See how many of them we can bait into trying to turn with us. Match started out pretty well, but once I lost my mid-15, yeah, not going quite as well now. And unfortunately our team is wholly and solely focused on killing aircraft. I don't think they've even hit any ground targets in the last 5 minutes or so. I didn't even really make any effort to evade that.
We suffered a defeat. Head back to base.
Oh well. Oh, this is going to take forever. I almost feel like it's worse that they show you the little progress bar towards your next unlock. Being able to visualize it that easily, kind of, I don't know. I think I'd rather just have the numbers themselves. But I'm not a particularly maths brain person, so that might be why. You know, I can't picture the numbers as easily as I can picture the actual little bar showing the tiny sliver of progress I have made in the past hour and a half. Low-hanging fruit, but someone had to do it. Whoa! Play vertical games against a MiG-15? Okay.
Allied forces have captured the zone.
Shame that guy was flying away. That would have been a perfect time to catch this dude. Right on the edge of a stall like that. Fuck, that's when I would have taken it. Pilot snipe. Okay. Hello. Sorry if I'm a little delayed in responding to chat. I don't have a second monitor, so I'm just kind of using my phone. It does complicate things a little, but I get by. Is that a MiG-19? It looks like one. Yes, it is. Oh, this guy's on me. No, he's not. He's on that guy. Alright. I'm a bit tired, but otherwise pretty good. It's also a good excuse for my terrible play. Oh, right in the turn. Yes! Get in! There we go. Best time to catch someone is either in a stall or at the apex of a turn. Just gotta watch this guy doesn't bait me too far away from my teammates. Oh! Noticed him way too late. MiG-19's speed advantage is pretty significant. It's not the first time that's happened. They just seem to appear out of nowhere because they move that much quicker than I do. Well, be glad you don't have me as a teammate in Realistic. I don't play RB very much, mostly because I'm bad at it. See, I'm a bit bipolar in how I play. I can either do arcade, or I can do like a full-blown actual proper sim, like IL2 or DCS. I can't handle Wehr Funder's RB or SB modes. The flight models are just weird. Flying with the mouse is kind of fucky for me. Like, yeah, it's easier to make shots, but it's more difficult to actually fly the aircraft. And if I use my joystick, I'm at a disadvantage when it comes to accuracy and situational awareness. Yeah, I do play DCS. Mostly the MiG-21 at the moment. I also have the Viggen, which I just got the other day. I've flown it once, I haven't really got the hang of it yet. And I'm eagerly awaiting the F-14. I've been playing DCS for about a month and a half, 2 months now. I've had it for a long time, I just couldn't run it. And recently I got a new video card, and now I can run it. Oh god, I'm dead. I am so dead. Both engines out. Well, one engine out, the other one on the way out. It's actually kind of funny. Everyone says the MiG-21 is a really bad aircraft for beginners, and it's like the most difficult aircraft to learn and so on. I actually found the MiG-21 is, outside of some of the, you know, more finicky aspects of how it flies, is actually really easy to learn. Which makes sense if you think about the fact that the Soviets had to cater to a conscript air force. You would want an aircraft that's quick to train somebody on. So, although it's extremely difficult to master, it is kind of easy to learn, I think. Yeah, I have one of those too. Good stick. The only thing I find myself really missing is a long time ago, like 10 years ago, I used to have a force feedback stick, and I got so used to that and being able to kind of feel what the aircraft was doing that once I made the switch to a HOTAS stick, even though I had all the buttons and switches and sliders I could ever want, suddenly I didn't have that level of feedback from the aircraft, and I found myself doing shit that I never thought I would be able to do. Like, I never thought I'd be able to put a Spitfire into a spin, because before I could feel when the aircraft wasn't happy about what I was doing, and I would just ease off the controls. But not anymore. You gotta kind of develop a sixth sense for when it doesn't like what you're doing. Mine's been pretty good. I'm hoping it'll stay that way, but I would imagine, especially for their reputation, that Thrustmaster would be pretty good about servicing them. Oh, I made a mistake there. Thankfully, he didn't exploit it. I really don't know what he thinks he's doing trying to turn fight a Yak, though. bit late to try and turn away from him. Again, why would you try and turn fight a yak? This is really not going to work out for him. Ah. Thunderbolt got me. Yeah, definitely. There's a bit of a, like, I was kind of worried when I first started playing it that it was going to take a lot of study and it was just going to be too much for me to get into just as a casual player, but I found that's not really as much the case. There's certain things you can do to offset inexperience. For instance, with the MiG-21, when you have another person acting as your ground control interceptor, or your GCI controller rather, you can get a lot more done than just flying by yourself. So I had a friend that was playing as my GCI, and he would set me up in ambush and keep me appraised of who was where, and I found myself actually quite effectively finding and killing aircraft. Whereas if I'm trying to fly it by myself, being the MiG-21, it has such bad cockpit visibility, I can't see what's going on outside. The radar is borderline useless for detecting aircraft, stuff like that. So, team play definitely offsets a lot of things, and certain aircraft do play to different strengths. Like the MiG-21 was designed as an interceptor to be used for the GCI, and so it performs really well in that role. Whereas something like the F-5 is really good as an offensive fighter, because it's much more self-reliant, I guess you could say.
Somebody attack him!
Hopefully this Death Rain guy will... Oh, no. I was going to say hopefully he'll drag that guy back into me, but I got problems of my own now. Okay, that's a Thunderbolt. If I can, I'll go for him. I mostly play on the Cold War server, so I haven't seen an F-18 yet. Well, not in a MiG-21, I have it in a MiG-29 on 104. But I've fought quite a few F-5s and a couple of Vigans. See him now, an A-36 it looks like. There's a question for the ages. How is an A-36 holding a turn with me? Even in arcade. Well, it's not going to for long. That was bound to happen. Yeah, I hear that. I live in a very, very small flat, so space is kind of at a premium. At the moment I've got most of my stuff sitting on the floor next to my desk just because there's nowhere else to put it. Which causes problems of its own. You know, cables and stuff getting snagged on the stick and me tripping over it and shit, but gotta do what you gotta do. I got about half as much space as I need because I need a second monitor. I need to actually raise the one I've got because it's sitting too low. Find a way to space my track IR camera out a bit more, so I'm not sitting as close to it. But I don't really have enough room for a larger desk than the one I've got, so it's probably gonna have to wait until I move somewhere else. But as it is, I can just make do. It's not very comfortable. I'm kind of hunched over as I'm playing, but it's manageable. I just need to take breaks every now and then so I don't get a sore neck. Well, we did kill a couple people at least. I usually tend to go pretty well on that map. I don't know what it is about it. It might just be the fact that that one airfield acts as a focal point for everyone else, so I can kind of play vulture, but I usually have good games on it. Go on, Max, humour me. What game would this be? What horrors await us today? And I mean, you can't really complain about me doubting your suggestions when you consider what your suggestions usually are. And the fact that you already know that that's not up my alley. Oh yes. Go on then. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? I might get a good laugh out of it. I will have a look once somebody shoots me down. Actually, have a look now. Oh, wrong link. Good job. Look at that thing, it's a fucking rocket! Holy shit! Okay, there's not a whole lot up here, so I might turn in on this guy. Looks like they're all down in the weeds, which is actually kind of weird. Usually in jet matches, I find people tend to hang out quite high, especially now that the supersonic aircraft are in. Everyone is up like 15,000 feet minimum, which is nice because I don't usually get to see those kinds of altitudes in Wehr Funder. Unless I'm chasing some fucking cosmonaut in a B-29. That was never gonna work. He's smart, he's not gonna turn in on this guy. Okay, scoop up the vampire, keep an eye on this bloke. Looks like he's on me. Lost him, where is he? There he is. Oh god. Oh, this was a miscalculation. Boy, was this ever a miscalculation. I got too tunnel visioned on that one guy and his mates came and bailed him out. Oh! Hey look! A Yak 3. Demonstrating perfectly the kind of role you have to play as a piston engine fighter in a jet match. Just a support fighter that kind of hangs out around friendlies and dives in on them in support. I'm going to have to watch that video later, Max, but just based on the title alone, I think you might actually be onto something here. As long as it's not some kind of Trojan horse fucking anime tentacle game, I'm interested. Oh man, a Firefly, that poor guy. Not that the Firefly is a bad aircraft, it's not, it's just that, against jets, ouch. Yeah, this guy's going for the easy kill as well. Just watch that MiG doesn't pop in and ambush us both. Wait, what? What the hell just killed him? By the way, this is something I just thought of, chasing that Firefly. I actually found out the other day, much to my surprise, that the RAF actually enshrined drag bombing as a defensive option for the Blackburn Buccaneer. It was known as retard defense because they used a couple £1,000 retardant bombs to ward off any would-be interceptors that tried to sit on their tail. So I guess some of the puppies that play this game, and certainly a lot of the puppies that play World of Warplanes, are onto something. F-86 and a MiG-15. Ooh. This isn't really an ideal situation for me. Especially since he's awake. I thought he was still on the friendly there. Really? No hits? Come on, man. Certainly not a bright spark, though. Turn fighting with me. Now he's got these guys on him as well. Yeah, they really did. I'm just waiting for them to add some of the really kind of stereotypical 50s and 60s British jets to this game. I want to fly a Sea Vixen. And a Buccaneer. And kill people with its bombs. But I think the thing I want most, even more than the Lightning, the thing I want most is the fucking Vulcan. I just want to clown somebody with a Vulcan Like, oh look, a big fat bomber. I bet that'll be an easy kill. Oh shit, it's just maneuver killed me. Fuck. The ultimate humiliation. It's the kind of shit that keeps me awake at night. Took me a while there to actually wake up and realise that I now have no support because my teammate there just died, so I'm going to try and do a hide from these guys, and I don't think it's going to work. On the other hand, I can very easily get him to overshoot me, and then we'll see if he's going to try and turn. Maybe he's learned his lesson. Oh my god, no he hasn't. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yes, please. Keep it up, buddy. Oop. What's that? Tempest. That's actually dangerous to me. Very dangerous. Oh, that's not a... Wait, yeah it is. No it's not, it's a Firefly, that's what it is. I was gonna say, shouldn't he have run out of ammo by now? Well, we're a bit battered and bruised, but we are still alive, which is more than I can say for him. And it looks like that other guy in the Panther decided to go and strafe the MiG-19 on the ground, which was definitely a better option for him than trying to engage a Yak-3 in a turn fight. Definitely a better idea. It really does kind of astound me every time I come back to this game. Like, I know it's arcade, and I know that the flight models are basically UFOs, and I know that most of the people that play arcade don't understand, like, anything about how aircraft work. But at the same time, the number of times I play something like a Yak-3 or a Spitfire, or in particular any variant of the A6M, and people will try and turn fight me in like BF-109s and P-40s, and it's just like, dude, stop. What are you doing? Why do you make decisions like this? Like, in what possible universe do you see this having a positive outcome for you? Unfortunately, I appear to have taken enough pilot damage here that I can't really control the aircraft quite so well. So I might have trouble jinking these guys. Might be able to catch this guy in a turn as he goes after one of the other jets. Or he's going to come for me and get me. Not doing as well this game, but hey, at least I'm keeping them occupied, right? There's a guy down there somewhere. I must have a backup for his Firefly, so if I can find him it will be easy to deal with him. couple of MiGs and a Panther. And they're all over here. And my teammate flies straight into them, doesn't even attempt to evade. Like, why? Why do people attack head-on like that? They know what's going to happen. It's so obvious. If you don't have the timing and, you know, gut feeling to correctly judge a head-on attack, don't do them. You know, there's no reason to go into a head-on attack. You don't need to. You can just deny it and then come around behind them. See you later, fella. That was a good way to end the game. God, that progress bar is moving so slowly. Been watching a couple of videos of the MiG-19 in action. I'm actually really keen to get my hands on it now. I wasn't as hyped when I heard it was getting added, but now I've seen it, I'm kind of hyped. If they do what I suspect they're going to do, and eventually more or less catch up to the ground forces in terms of time period with the air forces, then I'm just going to be flying the MiG-21 and 23 forever. The 23 especially. But that remains to be seen. The R60M's already in the game, so, I mean, we're halfway there as far as weapons go. God, that was a smart decision. Hey, let's add a game mode that's all helicopters, and then let's give the Hind 4 R60Ms. What could possibly go wrong? Meanwhile, the MiG-19 has to deal with the fucking R3S, which is such a temperamental piece of shit. I rarely even use the things in DCS. Like, I'll carry them, but pretty much my only use for the R3, either the R3R or the R3S in DCS, is if there's a bomber I'm trying to kill, because they tend to spit out a lot of flares that the R60s will go for, or if I'm trying to make a shot at someone I haven't got visual on through cloud and force them defensive so I can actually get onto them with the heaters. My primary use for the radar in the MiG-21 at the moment is just to use it as a means to point the nose of the aircraft at the enemy and then blast them with heaters. Because the R3 is just... oh, it's so bad. I know why it's bad. It's a very early generation air-to-air missile, but still, it is bad. And against a maneuvering target, you may as well forget about getting a hit. Bit of a wait for this one. Mind you, I suppose it probably is about that time of day that the American players start going to bed. I mean, you got off the ground, Max. I guess that's a start. Oh. Well then. And what is this? Wait time. Ah, there we go, finally. Why would you try that against a MiG-15? The Saber's better in the horizontal, I am way better in the vertical. Like, even in arcade, you've still got to play your aircraft to its strengths. Just because the thing handles like a UFO, it doesn't mean a 109 is going to suddenly start out-turning a Spit, or, you know, fucking Saber's going to start out-climbing a MiG-15. It doesn't work like that. This guy in Hunter F1. I don't actually know what the Hunter's good at. I don't think I've fought that many of them. Well, these guys look like they're pretty committed to ground attack, or I guess sea attack rather, so I might go mix it up with them a bit. And our F-84 just flew himself into the ocean, as he do. Whoa, that was a bit close. Oh, jeez. That's what I get for not paying attention. Tunnel vision. Again. Oh wow, there's a TU-4 in here. I can guess where he's gonna be. 30,000 feet and climbing. Just tagged his tail, and someone else got it.
Somebody attack him!
Okay, he's trying to kite me over to his team. I'm not going to do that. Might be stupid, but I'm not quite that stupid. Whoa! Yeah, he was pretty much screwed. There he is. There's the TU-4. Now, I probably should go help that Beagle out, but... Oh. Okay. What I should probably actually be doing is looking around me. That would be a good start. Well, now I'm probably not going to have much hope of catching that TU-4. Because being a TU-4, I guarantee he's just climbing. And will continue to climb all game. Oh wow, there's actual destructible bridge targets on this. Nice. No, you don't. Bye-bye. Do really need someone to go up and deal with that bomber. I don't think it's going to happen. And unfortunately, I am just not in the right aircraft to do it. Didn't turn away quick enough. I did see him coming, but too slow. I also really hate fighting KI-200s and ME-163s because they just seem to turn on a dime. They're incredibly fast and they're very difficult to hit. And of course, the second you actually do get in a position to fire at one, the guy flying it just starts rolling his face across his keyboard and suddenly you can no longer hit it. They're really frustrating to try and deal with. Once they're on you, you can't get rid of them, and once you're on them, you can't hit them. Even if you can stay on their tail, you just can't hit them. Looks like our Tu-14, who was previously our Beagle, is trying to intercept. Some real bomber-on-bomber action about to happen over here. I might actually have enough time maybe to climb up to him, so I will start doing that. As tempting as that guy down there is. Oh, he's in a Sky Raider. Oh, I'm so tempted. I am so tempted. Now we'll go for the Tu-4. It's a more important target. Here we go. Bye-bye! Oh, he had his bomb bay open too. Not enough to win the game, but oh well. I'm making some relatively decent money at least, so that should help. Our TU4 friend is back. Unfortunately, I think he's got a bit of an escort going there. One high, one low. I'm hoping that the low guy will get distracted by these two. These three.
Our victory is near.
I'm in a good position to attack him, so I'm just going to make one pass at the TU4 as long as no one turns in on me. Oop! Someone turned in on me. Yeah, no. That was a mistake. I should have just gone past. Spent all that time positioning myself for a perfect gun pass on that guy, and then fucked it. Actually, I probably would have been better off if I hadn't waved off him at the last moment and just followed through on the attack, because I was going to get brassed up by the escort anyway, so I could have probably got some hits in. Here's our chance now. His little friends have departed. And I am going to be under and in front of him. Perfect. Ish. Ah, now this guy turns up. So he's going for the other guy. Yep. Of course. Turned in front of his guns. A bit of a dumpster fire this match. Oh wait, why am I spawning with a full tank in this? I thought I set it to... whatever. I usually set everything to 10 minutes in arcade because the odds of being live in a single aircraft for more than 10 minutes are extremely low, for me anyway. And if I run out, I can always just head back and pick up more fuel. it should be a nice easy target, as long as I don't go head on with it, which I will not be doing. He's done. He won't recover from that. Is that an I-16? That looks like an I-16. No, it's a Bearcat. Similar silhouette at a distance, little stubby wings, fat fuselage. It's an LA-15 on me. Other guy might turn in, I think he's going to. No hits? Really?
We're winning.
Really? Wow, that's kind of surprising. He tried to mouse spaz me, but it didn't work. I have lost my tail though, so my aircraft is not handling so well. Or not my tail, my rudder. Words are hard. Actually, there's a funny one. I've lost my rudder, yet I still have your authority. Work that one out. Okay. Since I'm missing a fairly useful control surface, I'm going to head back and land. And if the game doesn't end first, I'm going to get it repaired. Oh, don't worry, Sully. I'm not good at this game either. I'm terrible at this game. This thing is actually waddling. Look at this. It's gonna make me seasick. I think we're gonna lose this one before I can get back to base.
We suffered a defeat.
Yep.
Head back to base.
I was wondering why it was behaving so weirdly. Wasn't until a good 30 seconds later I realised, oh, my rudder's not there anymore. Just again, the flight models in this game, especially in arcade, but in all the modes, are real UFOs. Like, especially the fact that I could actually still have some rudder authority when there was no rudder on the aircraft. But also, because it's trying to follow the mouse, it's just swimming back and forth the whole time. Sorry about that. Nice try. Now, I assume and hope that one of them is going to try and land.
Enemy forces have captured that zone. We have captured the zone. The enemy has captured the airfield. We can't let them keep it.
Hey, there we go. Seriously? None of them are landing? Okay. I guess it is kind of dangerous. Oh, might have an opportunity here. Just bleed as much airspeed as I can without dropping too much. I don't want to make myself an easy target. Seriously? Well, at least I neutralized it. Floated way too far down the runway. It's alright. Second time's the charm. As long as I don't break my gear. There we go.
We must not let the enemy recapture it. The enemy is running. We must counterattack.
Nice. Why? Why even do that? I mean, I literally just captured it. Maneuver kill. Big stall incoming. Didn't slow down quite enough. So technically I actually got 3 kills there, because I did get one of the F-100s to fly himself into the dirt. That's pretty good. teammate overextended and I can't bail him out because I'm out of ammo. Such an obvious bait as well. Oh jeez, I don't want to play with him. Ouch. Ouch. I'm gonna have to set this thing down. Got one engine quitting. Missing flat. Now we probably get strafed on the ground. Actually, no. Quick repair, only 16 seconds, I should be okay.
If we don't do something fast, the enemy will win.
to. It's safer. Oh well. I'm actually saving up money in this quicker than I thought I'd be, so that's a plus. It's just the experience grind that's going to be a pain. Yeah, unfortunately, Max, I think I probably can. Shit. I got roped. I very much got roped there. If somebody can just clear this guy with my tail though, I might actually be able to recover this. Maybe. And I'm right by our airfield. I could actually see the runway. Oh, there it is. Oh god. This is not how my plane is supposed to work, but it's fine. Don't worry about it. There we go. Who needs wings anyway? Ah.
The enemy's getting closer to victory.
Yep, of course. Just as I was about to get repaired. I hate when that happens. You fly like a stupidly damaged plane back to base. No way it should still be in the air. And then someone strikes you. And half the time they suicide to do it as well, which is what makes it even more infuriating. Yeah, I'm really hoping they will, actually. Or at least, man-pads. That might be a little less ridiculous than Sam's. Although, I certainly won't complain about anything that nerfs bombers. Especially at the higher tiers, where you've got, like, B-29s and Tu-4s that can one-shot bases, which is just stupid. I don't know who at Gaijin thought that was good gameplay, but they were wrong. It's terrible. Nice flat spin, bro. Oh, probably because he lost his tail. Why? Because I mentioned high-tier bombers one-shotting bases? Makes me feel pretty sick as well, to be honest. It really sucks when you want to get into a match and have some fun, and the match is over in 2 minutes because somebody just flew to the other base and immediately bombed it. Doesn't seem to be as bad now as it used to be, but I remember having entire matches where there were 2 fighters per team and everyone else was in a B-29. And literally the match would be done in 2 minutes. Oh wow, okay. That's cool. I don't really care that he got the kill, I care that he flew right across in front of me, and if I hadn't watched my fire, I might have got him. Shit, man. Hope you get better soon. Well, I guess it is. my god, they have an I-16. Oh boy. Actually, that's probably a really good asset in high tier domination, because you're really hard to hit, you're really small, and you can land easily. Some next level hubby meta here.
The enemy controls most of the strategic zones.
Disappointed. There we go. Got a bit close to that myself. Some of them sweet capture points. Oh look, our bomber friend is back. Oh god! Oh, that was some terrible timing. Oh boy.
The enemy has most of the strategic zones.
Should have probably gone under him. Oh god. Fucking teammates. Very nearly got saddled with a team kill there because that guy cut in front of me again. It keeps happening. There we go.
The airfield is ours. We must hold it.
another loss. Only 2 of us landed in the entire match. Oh, we're making some progress. I mean, I was about halfway, actually, I think a bit less than halfway through this when I started today, so. It's slow, but it is moving. Hey Max, do you have Munge on Steam by any chance? Doesn't really matter, I suppose. Just glitched out. Yeet! Ah! Didn't quite get away from him in time.
Our victory is near.
MiG-19. There's no point chasing him. I won't catch him. He's gonna hook back in behind and try and pop me. So this guy's gonna try and land. Maybe. Maybe not. Well, he ain't landing now. That's for sure. My buddy here in a MiG-19 can push the enemy MiG-19 across my front. I might actually have a chance. Looks like he's actually going too far the other way. Sorry, once again. I'm using my phone to read chat, so it's sitting kind of right in front of my microphone. Getting myself trapped here. Hey, we got him! No, not yet. It's quite a long ways away, Gurn. Quite a long ways, unfortunately. But I'm working on it. Worth it. It's one less MiG-19 to worry about. another MiG-19. Did he seriously have a backup of that thing? Barely any ammo left, so I'm gonna have to make this count. If I get a shot. No, he's just gonna porpoise away from me. Alright, well, that's fine. I can deal with that. To kill himself. Oop. There goes my engine. But it's fine, we've won. Good shit. Oh yeah. Cool. Well, looks like I'm... What's that? Just about 3/4. Probably not quite 3/4, but nearly. Like 70% of the way to the MiG-15 bis. So, I have made some useful progress today. I think I'm gonna call it for now. Thanks for watching.